if you love Cinnabon cinnamon rolls, but you just haven't had one in a really long time because you're on a health journey or a weight loss journey, I'm gonna show you how to make one with our Sinful Cinnamon protein powder. It tastes amazing, it is packed with protein, and you'll never know that it's not the real thing. So first you're gonna spray the bottom of any size ramekin bowl. This is a good size. You actually don't want it to be any size. You don't want it to be too small and boil over. And then you're gonna add a scoop of your Sinful Cinnamon protein powder. This smells so good. It's got those real like pastry notes. So it just, oh, it tastes so good. Okay, then what you're gonna do is add a 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce. I try to keep the sugar in all of my protein baked goods low, so I do pick things that are more unsweetened, and applesauce is amazing. Pumpkin puree is also amazing, and low-fat Greek yogurt's great. I'm gonna use a whole egg in this recipe. If you prefer egg whites, that's fine too, but the whole egg is super healthy and delicious. And so I'm going to mix this all together. I'm also going to add baking powder, which you can add baking powder if you want. You don't have to, but the baking powder will make it fluff up and give it a different texture. So I'll add about a teaspoon of baking powder. Devotion does bake beautifully without it though, so don't stress if you don't add it. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix this all up, and I'm going to take this is Swerve, this is a brown sugar, 0-calorie sweetener. And I'm going to take a little ramekin here, and I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons. Now you really can't mess up Devotion baking. So it doesn't have to be an exact measurement unless you're like really, really specific on measuring your macros. So I just kind of do 2 tablespoons, and then I take cinnamon, which obviously I use a lot because my cinnamon is almost empty. And I'm going to add some cinnamon to the brown sugar. Again, I don't really measure it too much. And then I'm going to mix it all together. And I'm gonna take this mixture and sprinkle it into my cake. And you don't have to use the whole thing if you made too much, but there it is. And I'm gonna swirl it into the base. Okay, so there's my cinnamon brown sugar base. I'm gonna go put this in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. So meanwhile, while your cake is in the microwave, I like to make that icing that's on top of the cinnamon bun. And I use angel food cake for that. And I'm gonna use about a 1/2 scoop, depending on how much icing you like. And once again, I put it into a little ramekin this size. And then you wanna keep your icing pretty thick, like how they make the icing on the cinnamon roll. So I only drizzle like a little bit of water at a time, and I start to mix it. The beautiful thing about Devotion protein is that it does make a beautiful icing or pudding or glaze, and just with a little bit of water. So I kept it really thick. As you can see, it didn't take much. And this is now going to be your protein icing on top of your cinnamon roll. Okay, after 2 minutes in the microwave, I am going to now put it on my plate and just flip it over. And there it is. Now, if you like the cinnamon side facing up, you can always flip your cinnamon roll over, and it is super fluffy. Oh, it smells so good. So there it is, and you see the swirl with the brown sugar. And then what I do is just put your icing, your protein icing, right on top while it's hot. Kind of like when you take those non-protein, those cinnamon rolls out of the oven, and the icing melts onto them. And there it is. Oh my gosh, so good. So here is your cinnamon bun hack. And I guarantee after eating this, you will have crushed your craving for a cinnamon roll Okay, so here it is. Gosh, look how good that is. Super moist, delicious. Oh my gosh. This is going to crush your craving for a cinnamon roll or a cinnamon bun, and with no guilt, and it's packed with protein and sugar-free. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.